Welcome back to Carrow Road, 1-1 here. Highlights from Newcastle and Forest to follow, and our Italian football tonight. But John, before we rejoin Andy and Martin, let's have another look, shall we, at what appeared to be a valid penalty claim. Nice and slow. Blackmore.
It did well here. He just shielded the ball and then turned on the fella. I bet you Dave Stringer, if it had been the other end, the Norwich manager, he'd wanted a penalty for that.
He certainly put his leg in there.
If I'd have been the manager, I'd have wanted a penalty for that, that's for sure. I mean, it was a penalty, wasn't it? If you take the people's legs away from them, I think there's penalties.
Well, I think the rules of the game state that that's the case.
Well, I think so.
Yes, I think. But just thinking on Brian Robson, chasing everything in there, marshalling his side superbly.
But he's an example to everybody.
34 years of age,
brilliant,
come back from
brilliant.
every sort of problem that you could have as a footballer.
Just looks a little bit short of pace now, Robbo, at times, but never gives in, does he? What a great example, what a great skipper. Great fella to have on your side.
Mark Hughes, a handful as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he shields balls ever so well. He's probably as good as any player in the country with his back to goal. He holds them and he's strong as can be, you know. Strong as can be. And he just holds them in there, and you've got to win him off of him. If he gets good early support, he's a good player.
As Andy Gray was saying, if there was a criticism, it was perhaps that he didn't release the ball quickly enough, but he's doing that now.
I agreed with Andy about that, I really did. I think that was a fault of his, where he'd hold him in there and hold him, and people would make runs off of him, and he'd still shield the ball too long. He's now bringing other people into the play, and he's a good player.
Well, it's been fabulous entertainment so far here at Carrow Road. One apiece it is. Let's go back outside, shall we, and rejoin our commentary team, Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Norwich City first out, anxious to get on with the job. Manchester United looking to beat Norwich for the first time in any cup tie since Norwich became a league club. They really have been something of a bogey to them. You go back to 1959, for example, when Norwich City were in the third division, and they put Manchester United out here 3-0. And of course Norwich that season went on to the semi-finals. And their other semi-final, much more recently of course, against Everton in 1989. Norwich restart the entertainment. Prior to that home defeat by Manchester City in their last game early in February, Norwich had won 4 in a row. Owen. There has been an air of authority really about Manchester United. Martin. Well, it's just curling it forward there, and you sense that the other Manchester United players feel they can get it anywhere. 10 yards either side of Lee Sharp, and he'll still reach it. It's Lee Martin with the cross. Ince. Header from Bruce. Norwich have a player down. It's a Sherwood. Robson. Now Bruce. Hughes trying to turn Colston. Sharp very nearly unsettling them again, and still he might, but he's been ruled guilty of pushing. I think it's a point that's been made before, but when you see Lee Sharp, he's filled out so much over the last year or so.
There didn't look too much wrong with that challenge either, Martin, just using his newfound strength really there.
And he's still only 19. And how pleased Manchester United are to have him for another 5 years.
That's as good a piece of business as Alex Ferguson has done for many a year.
Norwich did some good business when they got Tim Sherwood for £175,000 from Watford. Actually, they did offer Sherwood an apprenticeship when he left school, but Sherwood chose Watford on that occasion. Well, obviously they couldn't get a babysitter.
Listen, that's football's future you're looking at down there. And it looks the way his feet are going, he can't wait to get on there as well. I had to agree with John Bond at half-time, Martin, that this Manchester United team, for me, have got an air of authority, of inevitability about them, that they're going to win games now. When you go on a run like this, you do feel that no one's going to stop you.
He's played his part in that, hasn't he?
Yes, certainly. I mean, he's probably having his best spell ever as a Manchester United player. But the whole team, it's as if they're not accept defeat. The only victories will do. And that's a magnificent thing to have. And they do have that about them at the moment. And if you had to favour someone, or you were putting your life on someone, it would be Manchester United. But this FA Cup has thrown up a few surprises already.
There's a little game going on here, which John Moores has come across now to encourage Hughes to retreat. He's far enough away now, but maybe not now as contact is made. But Ryan Gunn got enough elevation. And Hughes is offside. I think I'm right in saying that Gunn had a couple of games with Aberdeen's reserves as an outfield player. He drew on that experience a moment or two ago. He was sold, of course, by Alec Ferguson to Norwich just before the then Aberdeen manager moved to Manchester United. And they met up very quickly after that, because Alec Ferguson's second game in charge of Manchester United was here at Carrow Road. It was a 0-0 draw. And it's been pointed out, hasn't it, that he's not gone away from here as a winner.
Looking slightly more relaxed in this cup run than last year's, isn't he?
Well, he's not surrounded by people asking him if he's going to get the sack, is he? Robson, well anticipated by Butterworth. Smith, closed down quickly by Irwin. That was ruled as a foul as well.
Maybe that's an example why he only played a couple of times as an outfield player.
Pallister. Smith. Gordon being forced across the pitch, and he was grateful in the end that Mark Bowen made himself available. Hughes. And there are 6 players up for Manchester United here. Sharp through the centre, guns come, and in the nick of time the goalkeeper got it.
But that's a wonderful run that Lee Sharp makes from wide inside the fullback, and if the ball's delivered well, you see Ian Culverhouse is left for dead again there. It's a wonderful run to be able to do that, Martin.
And a delightfully nudged pass by Brian McClure. Bowen showing that Norwich can pass it, but they've had to do it so often under pressure, as Manchester United have gone about their business in midfield, and all the midfield players were raiding in this attack. It needed Gunn to be absolutely sure in his timing, and he was. Difficult times these for goalkeepers, with the risk, of course, of a red card if they bring down an opponent. I do remember seeing Brian Gunn get sent off in a league game at Coventry at a time when Norwich were pushing for the First Division Championship a couple of seasons ago. Fleck. You do feel, as the game was closed down again, that Norwich are going to struggle to get the service that Fleck craves, and he certainly looked a player capable of winning the match for Norwich if they get enough of the ball.
Yes, he has, but that there was an example of what's been good about Manchester United when they haven't had the ball tonight, Martin. They haven't given Norwich an ounce of time. I said before the game, if they allowed Norwich to pass the ball out, they could pay for it. They haven't done that. Alex Ferguson's obviously done his homework, and he said to his players, you can't afford to give them time, and they haven't done.
Sherwood. Robson. This is great work from Manchester United. And still they can't stop Robson. Tigerish play from the FA Cup holders. Brian Robson at the heart of it. His contribution being recognised by the United supporters. Show. Here's Phillips, who is very right-footed, although he's playing on the left-hand side of midfield. You might remember he played for Coventry in the cup final at right back. Black. Our viewers in Scotland will remember, I'm sure, that Robert Fleck was twice in winning sides in the Skull Cup with Rangers. Bowen. Again, it had to be done hurriedly. Alex Ferguson did admit to me that he was considering changing the side to use Danny Wallace from the start. I think, having heard how well David White did here for Manchester City with his speed in the last match on this ground. Two United players are down. John Rules lets the play go on. Leclerc and Hughes both hurt. No free kick given against Norwich. Oh, Butterworth, and Ince was badly late then. That was a legacy of what had happened before, and United had felt that the referee hadn't recognised. It was a very irresponsible challenge by Ince. When play was eventually stopped, it was well away from that.
I think Paul Ince had a head of steam up there, and there was nothing stopping him going into the challenge, Martin. Manchester United's only problem from the free kick was that so many of their players wanted to go for the ball. Norwich were far less conspicuous. Sharp. Smith has to touch it back in such a way that Gunn has a problem. Crook. Fleck was calling for it early. Crook couldn't find him. Martin. Holston. Doesn't seem to be a handball from this angle. Ian Crook's very much enjoying his new life up here in the countryside, really. As you can see, he's studying landscape gardening. Has one day off a week for that, and hopes to start a business when his playing days are over.
And he said when he lived in London as a Spurs player, he had a very tiny garden then. And he's had more opportunity to think about a future career in East Anglia.
Oh, plenty countryside up here to work with as well, eh?
The Norwich City fans will have come to Carrow Road tonight from all over Norfolk. Robson. Gordon. Well, the tussle in midfield going Manchester United's way. Robson. In came Ince, got to the ball, there was a stud or two showing as well. He still can be very headstrong.
This is impressive stuff. It really is tower football at its very best from Manchester United at the moment. And really, Norwich must be wondering what's hitting them. They're not getting a second to dwell on the ball at all, Martin.
McClare. Yes, they're saying it's our FA Cup and you are not going to take it away from us.
What you have to admire about them as well, Martin, you would think away from home, it's 1-1, it's a late tackle from Brian McClare there, very late. But what you have to admire about United getting back to it is the fact that a lot of teams will be quite happy to come here and at 1-1 possibly sit back and think of taking them back to their own ground. United have wanted to win this game and are playing in that way.
Fleck was guilty of the foul that time. A crowd of 23,000 enjoying every minute of this. Robson. It's McClare through the middle. Sharp. Blackmore, who, like his good friend Mark Hughes, is capable of the spectacular. Owen kept it in play. For once Manchester United didn't have a player available. Hughes was just drawing breath after the effort that had been put in the last sustained attack. Norwich City, with just over 15 minutes gone in the second half, haven't really threatened since the interval. Smith. Sharp roars into the picture again. Gordon. Two to his left, it might have been released a little quicker in that direction. Fleck. Phillips. Ooh. Well, has that even the score? Robert Fleck still with the referee.
Well, we didn't have a good view of it first off, but I certainly will be keen to see this again. It could well be 1-1. I'm not so sure if that's the definite. I think we'd have to give it'd have to be a pretty fierce decision for the referee to give a penalty there.
Norwich City haven't had a penalty all season. So they didn't really expect too much then. A variety to the corner this time. Crook. Good work on the ball. A shot. Seeley held on too well. The ball dipping as it arrived at the goalkeeper.
This is good variation from the corner, and that they don't just knock it in. Brilliant footwork from Ian Crook. Good shot, but Les Seeley right behind it. They'll be glad to see that coming straight at him.
Now that was one he did learn from Glenn Hoddle, I'm sure. The sole of the foot. And Brian Robson was left connecting with only fresh air. Not strong enough though there. I beg his pardon, it was Sherwood against Ince.
For all United's control really in the second half, Mark, what Norwich will be pleased about is that they haven't conceded the goal. And in a cup tie, you know it only takes a second. Norwich just sneaked the goal, and for all the pressure that they've had, United, and all the good stuff that they've played, it might just count for nothing.
Yes, Norwich City happy to contain and ration their surges forward. They just haven't been allowed to dictate here on their own territory. Sharp, even though Phillips came on his blind side then. Still got the ball away. Phillips. There aren't many angles available to Norwich. There aren't many routes to get in behind the likes of Lee Martin. And I don't think it's a coincidence that the goal came from a set play.
They've changed things slightly as well, Norwich, and Dale Gordon's moved over to the left side and David Phillips has come over to the right.
Well, Butterworth left it to Bowen, and in the end he was right. The big cheer you heard was from the Norwich fans because Rule Fox, who's been out since the turn of the year with an ankle injury, is getting ready to come on, and it's going to be the youngster David Smith, I think, who's going to be replaced. There was some thought here in Norwich that in fact Fox would start the game. He just hasn't had the chance to get any match practice though. The best Norwich were able to do for Rule Fox was a game behind closed doors the week before last at Leicester to stretch the lungs. And showing his speed towards his own goal and denying Norwich again. Manchester United continue to be very impressive, but it's still 1-1. They went behind to Robert Fleck for Brian McClare to equalise 8 minutes before half-time. Robson picks up the cudgels again. Here comes the substitution. Well, Rule Fox is a very confident character. My colleague Jerry Harrison was telling me this morning that Rule once complained to him that he hadn't been interviewed. We've had players turn us down before, but not very often has someone come up and said, "Why didn't you interview me?"
Well, if he gets the winner tonight, I think we can promise him an interview.
I think we'll oblige. So Fox, who has often been seen as a winger but prefers to play through the middle, and that's where he is now, up with Fleck. It's a change of policy from Dave Stringer and his assistant David Williams. But it's Hughes who might have the chance here. It's a difficult angle, the shot. Would have been a testing one for Gunn if it had got that far. So let's pay credit to John Polston, who stopped it getting that far. United have got three waiting on the edge of the area. John backpedaling and holding on. He really has settled well in Norwich, where he's become a very popular character around the football club, a very personable man. two to aim at now with his clearances. Gordon's come back on the right-hand side with Phillips returning to the left. Flanking Fleck and Fox. The F plan. Here's Fox. And he's clearly encouraged the spectators. Fox with a chance to cross. Tim Sherwood's come round the back. And great defending by Ince. Really had to launch himself then. Gordon, Fleck, Fox, beautiful play from Norwich, a wonderful goal! There's the passing game to perfection! Dale Gordon.
Well, I did say they weren't out it, and it only takes a second, but this is a typical Norwich move. Beautiful interplay, and there's Will Fox a substitute, and a wonderful finish from Dale Gordon.
23 minutes into the second half, Norwich regained the lead. Fox came on to play his part, and Dale Gordon, the player known here as Flash, with a finish to really fire Norwich City's hopes.
It's that old adage, Martin, if you don't score when you're on top and the team just hang in there, as I said, Norwich would be happy at doing. They got the chance and they've taken it.
Manchester United have shown power, they've shown strength, they've shown all the self-belief of a team on a magnificent sequence of success. But Norwich City have illuminated this cup tie with a goal of the highest quality.
We've been fortunate, all three goals have been quite wonderful finishes, Martin.
Anywhere will do for Culverhouse, as Manchester United have to chase the game again. Header out by Butterworth. Pallister and Bruce showing signs of confusion, and Fleck could have been on through the centre. He might have gone offside. Fox misconnected. McClare. Owen. That's too strong for Phillips. There's got to be a change from Alec Ferguson. Danny Wallace. And Lee Martin goes.
I think it's ironic that Lee Martin's going, Martin, because I do think he played a small part in that goal. I think you'll find when we look back on that goal that his left foot actually played one of the passes, his to Rule Fox, that opened it up for the goal. Not intentionally.
Blackmore returns to left back. Well, the Norwich City change immediately paid dividends, and Manchester United reply in kind. Fox wanting the ball all over the pitch. He might get his interview yet.
This game's not finished yet, Martin.
And now Alec Ferguson has the team on the pitch that he was tinkering with in his mind to use Danny Wallace. Probably push him to the right side as much as he can, into the area where Manchester City's David White did such damage here against Norwich in the last league game. Sharp. Bold header by Poston. The foot was raised and it's a free kick to Norwich.
Yes, if you just watch there, it's Lee Martin's foot that gets the touch on it, and playing it out to Will Fox, who in turn opens it up for Dale Gordon. The left foot that won the cup last year, will it be the left foot that helps to put them out the cup this year?
Well, Manchester United need to keep their nerve, they need to keep an eye on Will Fox. In fact, he couldn't keep the ball in. Well, the cup football can give you the ultimate experience in the game, but it can be the most painful as well. David Phillips on the pitch now would tell you all about that. How he must have felt. He was a scorer against Sutton United in that defeat for Coventry City that will never be forgotten. But he went up the steps at Wembley with John Sillett's men in 1987 to get his winner's medal at the expense of Tottenham.
Yeah, the cup doesn't always provide highs, Martin. You have to relive and accept some lows in this competition.
And Manchester United, of course, and it's premature to write them off here, have plenty else to look forward to in their season. But this really is everything for Norwich City.
There may be in other cups, but in my opinion, Martin, there's only one cup to win, and that's the one we're watching tonight that these boys are playing for.
Gordon. Sherwood. Fox. Flack. And Seeley. Bowen's responsibility now is very much Danny Wallace. Now it becomes a mental thing as well. Certainly it's quite clear what's in their minds, but for Manchester United it's not just a case of being 2-1 down, starting to think about going out of a competition that was theirs, and this could make sure of it. Oh, against the post from Gordon. Phillips. We'll look at it again in a moment. Gordon. It's a skimmer and it's wide.
Well, this is the killed United off. They just shut off for a minute, and that's all that Dale Gordon needs. He does everything right there, and he's unlucky to see it. Is that the respite that Manchester United are looking for? You feel sure had that gone in, Martin, the cup dreams of this year would be over.
I just wonder whether the ball brushed Les Seeley. If it did, it might just be enough to keep Manchester United in the cup if they can fashion a second goal, which they're looking to do here with Hughes, who couldn't wrong foot post it. Seeley was certainly stranded. Pallister, and you can see what importance Manchester United set by Lee Sharp. It's the way they're looking so often.
They've got plenty of time as well, Martin. They've got to remember that.
Oh, and it came off the referee to get to Gordon. And it did come off Seeley's hand, I think. Gordon again, that's into Seeley's midriff.
Well, perhaps United deserved a bit of luck then. The referee playing that part in it.
Hughes. Wallace. reminiscent of the semi-finals against Oldham, the 2 finals against Crystal Palace. Manchester United at least battle hardened into these situations. But time is ticking away. 12 minutes to go. Norwich City lead Manchester United by 2 goals to 1. City, who've made a habit of embarrassing United in cup competitions. Is this going to be another fixture on that list of honours here at Carrow Road? Blackmore. Hughes. Gordon's got to be careful. He aims for Fleck, finds him. Sherwood, the runner is Fox. Fleck's racing into the centre. Fox taking on Pallister. Gary Pallister, who made his Manchester United debut against Norwich City in a league game last season and gave away a penalty on his debut. Very nearly did the same then.
It's been a wonderful atmosphere tonight at Norwich as well, hasn't it, at Carrow Road? It's been quite a while since I've actually been to the ground, but the atmosphere is quite incredible.
I lived in the city when I was a student for 5 years in the 60s, Andy, and they're a bit slow, the crowd, to get behind the team, even though since that time they've had many more successes, of course. But when they've got something before their eyes, to really follow through.
And is that university scarf you have round your neck a memento of those days?
It's about the only one I've got left. It didn't fit me for a proper job, did it? Well, the Norwich City supporters are by no means sure that the famous victory is theirs, and rightly so. Manchester United press on again from Blackmore's throw. Pallister does look leggy and at times a little awkward, but when he gets into his stride he is very quick. There was nothing Fox could do then to embarrass him. Butterworth. Robson. Now Wallace. Great retrieving by Pallister. Offside.
And this is a dangerous time, the last 10 minutes for a team who holds a slender lead, Martin, because the players will feel all we have to do is defend and the game's ours, and they'll invite pressure on them for the remaining part of the game, and that can always be dangerous. And Manchester United, I feel sure, will pile forward now and take a chance.
Dave Stringer looked in a trance then, didn't he, when we saw him? Alex Ferguson was finding some more encouragement for his team.
I think he was trying to get little Danny Wallace out to the right side, as you quite rightly said. I think that's what he wants him to play.
Black, Gordon. And the ball travelled a long way. What a gain that took place in that move was a very, very sure first touch from Robert Fleck, who has looked, I think, an international player in this game without many touches of the ball. Goes down. Norwich have got to be careful in their anxiety to keep Manchester United at bay. A stupid free kick conceded could mean the difference between winning and drawing. Owen to take it. And it's Bruce Robson! Oh, well, he ended up in the net, but the ball didn't.
Well, this is a wonderful, it's a typical Brian Robson run. It's Steve Bruce with the first header, and I would have bet money on Brian Robson scoring there. That's a glorious chance. He'll be very, very disappointed, that man.
Oh, Bruce was absolutely determined to make the first ball his, and Norwich were struggling to defend the second header. Robson got to it clear.
You'd have bet on him, wouldn't you?
Every time.
You'd have bet on him scoring there.
Polston's okay. Robson is still in the FA Cup, but maybe for just another 6.5 minutes for this season. Hughes, it came behind sharp. Robson is there, so too is Gunn, and it was an early ball which could have paid dividends. Sharp is onside. Manchester United hesitated for a moment, but they're galloping into the middle now. It hit Culverhouse. Here's Robson. He can't get it wide again. Fox. Norwich counter-attack. Gordon looks to the right where he's seen Sherwood, and Fox much closer to him. Butterworth. Bowen. It's the United fans who are booing. The City supporters are understanding. Sherwood's header. Gordon with an intelligent pass. With two to aim for in Fleck and Fox. Manchester United have got to put all their endeavours into getting the ball back. McClare going beyond Hughes, and he stays up there now. It's Danny Wallace on the far side. Well, most of them have got their mementos from last season. Well, that won't make them feel any better if they go into the visitors' dressing room here as losers.
I think that even because they've played so well, Martin, as well, they've contributed enormously to the entertainment here tonight, and that will be no consolation to any of the Manchester United players if the scoreline remains the same. But Alex Ferguson really throwing caution to the wind now. I think he's asked Gary Pallister even to go up front, and quite rightly so too. It's a cup tie, put him up there, take a chance. We've only got 5 minutes, get up there and knock them about.
We've only got 4 minutes.
It's flying by. I'm sure it is for Fergie anyway.
Owen. This is Sherwood. There's a gap. And now Fox. Still he comes. Fox puts it wide. Manchester United are still breathing.
Well, it's always going to happen to United when they're chasing them. Great vision by Tim Sherwood to spot Will Fox. And he's got a lot more time than he realises. And that would have made the next 2 or 3 minutes quite enjoyable, I'm sure, for Norwich.
It's Fox again. He's behind Blackmore. And maybe not quite so confident, having missed a few seconds earlier. He was looking to steer it back to Fleck. Culverhouse. Fleck. Gordon, and Culverhouse hadn't gone on. He was thinking more about getting behind the ball than getting ahead of it. Well, on his watch, like those of the rest of us, it's 2.5 minutes plus whatever time John Knowles wants to add on.
It'll feel like 2.5 seconds to Alex Ferguson.
And 2.5 hours for Dave Stringer. And here goes Pallister. Gunn couldn't dare touch him. It's a corner. The job not done for Norwich yet. Fleck gets a cheer almost as big as the one when he scored.
No, that one was bigger.
Yes, the goal didn't win the match, did it? The clearance might help them with it. Dave Stringer and David Williams are very, very close, but it's a free kick to United. Pallister, this is Hughes! Oh, that's got to be a corner. That's got to be a corner. And Mark Hughes has run with the referee all the way back to the halfway line, and now he turns his attention to the linesman.
Well, I'm not surprised, because I think this is a wonderful save from Bringun. Definitely. He just gets his fingertips to another incredible Hughes volley. And he's got every right to be disappointed with the referee's decision there.
Sharp. Robson. Here's Ince. "15 seconds of regulation time. Get it upfield, that's the Norwich philosophy. Fleck, Fox is onside, Seeley back pedals. Fleck's in the middle. Oh, and it was Ian Crook who wanted a goal. He's given the ball, in fact, back to Manchester United. He could have walked it to the corner flag. You can't blame him for shooting. But they might, if Manchester City score in stoppage time. That's all they've got. Manchester United score in stoppage time. That's all they've got left.
It's been a wonderful cup time, Mark. It's been a pleasure to be here. And I hope that people at home have managed to sample the atmosphere that we've had here. It's been a wonderful evening, especially for that man. Not so wonderful for Alex Ferguson.
21 cup ties unbeaten, Manchester United coming to Carrow Road. Butterworth, that was rather panicky. 1 minute of stoppage time played. Blackmore. Out by Culverhouse again. Fleck, can he keep it in? No, it's a throw. Fleck smiling.
Yeah, this is it. I feel sure this is the last opportunity, Martin.
It's a Manchester United free kick. And Gunn comes to claim it and hold it. And Norwich City hope that as soon as the ball leaves Gunn's boot, the final whistle will go. If he kicks it long. But no. Fox behind Owen. The FA Cup holders are out. Norwich have struck against Manchester United again. Tradition has triumphed over form. Dale Gordon did it with the winner in the second half. Dave Stringer has been part of previous triumphs for his club against the men from Old Trafford, and he's masterminded another success tonight. Rule Fox played an important part as a substitute. Robert Fleck seemed to have steered it Norwich's way with the first goal. Brian McClare hit back. Manchester United played very, very well, but it wasn't enough. Sometimes in the cup there are curses, and Norwich City have one on Manchester United. Scenes of great celebration in East Anglia, and Dale Gordon heads for the tunnel where our reporter Nick Collins is waiting for him. The statistics of the match: Norwich City 2, Manchester United 1, and absolute uproar at Carrow Road. Let's go down to the touchline, indeed the dressing room area on the far side, and join Nick Collins.
Dave Stringer, the victorious Norwich manager. You've just knocked the holders out of the FA Cup, and what a thrilling night it was.
Oh, it's tremendous. I thought throughout the game it was a very hard-fought game.